So the phrase "juice man up" is such a conflicting saying, because I feel that people are always completely all in of like everybody should man up, or people are all out saying you should never tell folk to man up, which I think both are correct. I think there's times in everybody's life when the thing to do is to man up, and I also think there's times in folk lives where that could be the worst thing to say to them. And I think it depends, like, from day to day as well. So, like, you could just be a type of personality type that doesn't deal well with getting told to man up. Or you could be the type of person that's exactly what you need to hear. I think that's why, like, it's just such a polarizing topic, I feel. Because folk are always telling, especially men, folk are always telling men to, like, there's two parties kind of thing. It's like one is telling them to man up and almost suppress your inner bitch and all these feelings and just man up, get on with it. And then the other parties pushing that men need to open up more and talk about their feelings and get in tune with their emotional side. And I think both are right. I don't think either of them is wrong. I just think there's times in your life when you need one or the other. And as I say, just depending on your personality type, what you're going through at that moment, like, I feel there's a lot of factors. So, I was only thinking about it because when I mentioned it in my first, my day one video, I got quite a few messages saying that you should never need to man up, like, all this kind of stuff. And I don't know, I just kind of disagreed with them. Just cause what I say is, like, at that moment when I was making that video, that was a time for me not to tell myself to man up. It was a time for me to talk about my feelings and express myself. But then there's a lot of times where I might just be being a fucking pussy, and tell myself to man up is exactly the thing. It's exactly the thing that I need to do. So I was just thinking about that today, cause a few folk had mentioned it, and it's weird. Folk are either like so for it or so against it. When, yeah, because I always find it funny seeing, I don't know if you know, like, see, like, that Uncle Ali guy, or Uncle Ali, I don't know how you say it, who's like an ex MMA fighter, and then just kind of says his opinions and stuff online, and a lot of it's meant to be like, it's meant to get folk arguing and talking. It's that kind of content, which I like sometimes, you know what I mean? But like, I think he gets a lot of hate for also just telling folk to kind of just shut the fuck up and man up and just do what you need to do. Which I think there's room for everybody. You know what I mean? There's room for folk talking about that. There's also room for folk talking about that you don't need to man up. I think folk just need to know what's right for them in the moment. And it's hard because sometimes you tell yourself to man up when it's a time that you don't need to, or you shouldn't, and you're actually suppressing feelings and things that would benefit your life if you just opened up. And then in other times you're just feeling sorry for yourself. And you need that. You need just to shut the fuck up and man up and get on with it. So I just thought it was like, I thought it was a cool topic, subject to talk about, because I don't feel like, I've not heard that take on it before, which is weird. I've maybe just not researched it, but to me it makes so much sense. But aye, I was trying to find a cool, frame today. I had a wee drive about in my way home from work, and I just couldn't see anything that was nice enough. And I feel like I always want something a bit different. So like yesterday's, where was I? On the railway tracks, in the fields. I feel like kind of just want to change it up each day, but obviously as the days go on, it'll probably get. I mean, I guess it will. Will it get harder to find good composition and frames, and maybe, especially because I'm trying to. I like a centre frame, like, especially when you're like talking to the camera. I just feel like it looks aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's so many things in the world that are like kind of symmetrical, or like, roughly, that I would never run out of stuff. But aye, that's my thought for the day. I'll see you tomorrow.